There comes a moment on the path where everything you thought you were stops making sense. The identity, the story, the voice in your head narrating your life. It begins to fracture. And if you don't understand what's happening, you will think you're losing your mind. But you're not losing your mind. You're losing the illusion that you are the mind. Today, we're going to talk about what actually happens when the self collapses. Psychologically, spiritually, existentially, and why most people turn back right at the threshold. For years, you build a self. You build beliefs, preferences, traumas, dreams, an identity that says this is me. But that self is not what you are. It's a structure, a pattern, a survival interface. And when awakening deepens far enough, that structure begins to destabilize. Not gently, not poetically, but fundamentally. Let's break down what truly happens when the self collapses. The first crack is subtle. The voice in your head, the narrator, starts sounding mechanical. You notice it reacts automatically. You notice it defends automatically. You notice it judges automatically. And then something terrifying happens. You realize it's not you. There is awareness of the voice, and anything observed cannot be the observer. When this realization stabilizes, the narrator loses authority. It still speaks, but it no longer commands. And this creates the first destabilization of identity. Because if the voice isn't you, who is? The self is not just thoughts. It's emotional reference points. I am the wounded one. I am the strong one. I am the spiritual one. I am the misunderstood one. These emotional identities create continuity. When the self collapses, these anchors loosen. Old triggers don't land the same way. Old roles feel artificial. Old ambitions feel hollow. This is the phase where people panic. Because the personality that used to generate meaning is no longer generating the same charge. Life feels neutral, flat, and undefined. But this neutrality isn't emptiness. It's the removal of distortion. Here's where most people retreat. As the self weakens, a primal fear emerges. If this continues, I won't exist anymore. The nervous system interprets ego dissolution as physical death. You may experience sudden anxiety with no object, a sense of falling inward, or a loss of psychological ground. This is not pathology. This is the organism defending its constructed identity. The ego's final strategy is fear. But if you stay present, without dramatizing it, something extraordinary happens. You don't disappear. The tension disappears, and awareness remains. When the self collapses far enough, perception shifts. There is no longer a center evaluating experience. Experience simply appears. Sounds happen. Thoughts happen. Sensations happen. But there is no owner. It is not disassociation. It's not numbness. It's intimacy. Life feels immediate, raw, and uninterpreted. Time may feel slower. Space may feel wider. Other people may feel less separate. This is where language fails, because what remains cannot be turned into identity. Here's the part no one tells you. After the collapse, you still function. You still have preferences. You still have a name. You still operate in society. But the psychological contraction is gone. The me is now practical instead of existential. It's a tool, not a prison. And because it no longer is defended, it becomes fluid. You can play roles without being trapped by them. You can experience emotion without being defined by it. You can act without building identity around action. The self doesn't vanish. It becomes transparent. When the self collapses, nothing mystical floats down from the sky. You don't become superhuman. You don't glow. You don't transcend the planet. What happens is much simpler. The illusion of being a separate psychological center dissolves, and what remains is what was always there. Awareness, presence, and life happening. The collapse isn't destruction. It's clarity. And if you're in that phase right now, where things feel unstable, undefined, or your identity feels thin, don't panic. You're not breaking. You're only shedding. If this journey spoke to you, be sure to like, subscribe, and share this video with someone ready to experience life beyond thought. Comment below what part of your identity feels like it's dissolving right now. I read every comment. If you would like to support my work directly, you can do so at buymeacoffee.com/magnumopus333. Or you can explore some original merchandise at my Teespring store online. The link is in the description below. Remember, your consciousness is the key that unlocks reality. Let's keep unlocking it together. Thank you for watching. Until next time.